toughen things out here, I think. He seems to be a quick healer.
He absolutely does. Hubert Davis told us he has responded from ankle injuries unlike anyone that he's ever seen in the past, especially for a guy that wears a size 18 shoe.
Just an 18 at 6'11", the senior. Now we are set to get things underway here inside the KFC Yum Center, which when it gets rocking and rolling as it has in some amazing games over the years, it's one of the loudest buildings in all of college basketball.
It absolutely has. And a whiteout for the Cards here today, but a lot of Carolina blue sprinkled in this area.
Ellis on a tough drive gets the first basket. The senior, he is Mr. Go-To, averaging 17.5.
And Ellis set a career high a year ago with 25 points against North Carolina in this same game on this court. So he's looking to be aggressive today.
Close pass picked off by Traynor. In transition, right back, Love with the theft.
And this is Caleb Love. He has to attack the basket. This is one of the things that Hubert Davis has talked to Caleb Love about, that Dennis Love has talked to Caleb Love about, and frankly, I've talked to Caleb Love about. Go to the basket, get to the free throw line, see the ball go through. Don't rely solely on your jump shot the entire game.
This is a building filled with love today.
It is filled with love. There's a lot of love in the building today. At least 20+ friends and family members for Caleb Love in the building.
Caleb is 78% foul shooter.
There's Dad Dennis, who Mom Alicia went over and talked with them earlier today, and the first thing Dennis said was he's going to the basket today.
True to the word, he did right away. And this is a homecoming for Caleb, the junior from St. Louis. If you look at the starting five there for Louisville, and that does not include Brandon Huntley Hatfield, the 6'10 sophomore. He's out with an injury today.
Yeah, Jalen Withers getting into the lane, and you see the second attack of the basket. James unable to finish. But Jalen Withers getting back into the starting lineup after coming off the bench the last 3 games.
Carolina also going with Puff Johnson, his second career start. Here's Armando with the touch into the paint. And a little bit too strong. The tip won't go. Off the fingertips of Puff Johnson.
Obi, the first thing you look at to see, does he have that explosion? And the answer is no on that first jump hook from Bacot.
On the drive, Ellis, and he'll draw the foul, hit by R.J. Davis. And so Ellis, the senior from Durham, North Carolina, will go to the line. We're chatting with Hubert Davis, North Carolina head coach today, and I said, what's your state of mind right now at this point in the season? 11-6, unranked. He said, I'm ticked off, is what I am.
That's exactly what he is. And Hubert is a fiery competitor, has been that way his entire career as a player, as a coach. Now, one of the best people you ever meet off the floor. But once he steps between those 4 lines, he is a fiery competitor. He wants that same level of competitiveness in the guys in light blue tonight.
Well, he's not a coach alive who doesn't still burn deep inside the way they did as a player.
Well, oftentimes it's even worse as a coach. And one, because it's part of your livelihood, your job depends upon it. That's one thing. But also because you can't control what your guys do on the floor.
Love zips the pass in the corner. Long and on the way by Black. That won't fall. And the rebound picked off by Ellis, who's the only double-figure scorer for Louisville. So as he goes, they go. Curry pounding inside. Oh, that's a pretty move by the big guy. Not necessarily the tallest player at 6'8". That's a big body, though, although he's slimming down.
It absolutely is a big body, and he's skilled big body. You're talking about a young man who averaged 23 points and 10 rebounds his last 3 games of the regular season a year ago, starting to find that production once again.
He can really be explosive. Straight on Johnson. That won't drop. Louisville, not a good shooting team typically. Well, when you're 2-15, I guess that goes without saying. 0-6 in the conference. They don't make many threes, but if they get to the line, they'll make their foul shots. Second effort, third effort here. Ellis on a penetration, can't finish it. And a rebound ripped down by Puff Johnson.
Obi, I can tell you right now, Hubert Davis is fired up as R.J. Davis knocks down the 3 in transition. Hubert Davis was fired up about the fact that North Carolina gave up that offensive rebound in that last possession. I'm not sure who's coming out, but he immediately went to Seth Trimble to get somebody out of the game.
Louisville began the season by dropping their first 9 in a row. Right now, they're on a 6-game losing skid. But as Corey mentioned at the top, they've been better here at home. Last time you and I were here, they barely lost to Syracuse. Long jumper won't drop here for Traynor.
You can see Armando Bacot with a visible limp running up and down the floor. Interesting to see how that ankle holds up as this game wears on. Sidney Curry will have no empathy whatsoever.
Up top wide open, it's Love. He's going to drive it. He's been settling for a lot of long jumpers, but that time going strong.
And once again, and he wouldn't have been wrong for taking that three, but in my opinion, it's more important for him to see the ball go through the basket early, staying aggressive and allowing the defense to know he is going to be in attack mode.
Certainly can. 34 points against Alabama in that rather outrageous 4 overtime game. Oh, downtown is Mr. Ellis.
Okay, Ellis has a message for us, OB. He wants the world to know I'm him. That is exactly, you know, I've got a degree in lip reading. That's exactly what he said when he looked over here.
You're the best I've ever heard, ever seen when it comes to reading lips. You should work for the FBI.
Oh, no.
Love with a triple. That one too strong, and Ellis with the board.
Ellis from North Carolina, going to be super aggressive. And you see him getting out in transition, OB. Guys that grow up in the state of North Carolina, when they see Carolina blue, it brings out the best of them. And we've seen that early for Ellis. The 3-ball, and he's letting Dave O'Brien know, I'm him.
Meanwhile, Ellis, the senior for Louisville, have scored 8 of their 10. And adds another one there as an assist on the basket to Curry as well. So he's been the offense.
He's been the guy early, and you see now Louisville with the full court pressure. Kenny Payne told us pregame that one of the things they're doing a lot more of is mixing up their defense, is trying to keep opponents off balance. And we see the pressure right now. They're also trapping ball screens much better.
Dribble swings for the corner. Freshman out of Wisconsin getting some early minutes. Had a chance to shoot there, didn't take it. Love looking in. Bacot has been gimpy early on, spinning here, and he's going to get blocked. And the shot clock rolls down to 0.
OB, we got a Richmond on Richmond battle down there. Roosevelt Wheeler out of John Marshall High School in Richmond going up against the big brother, Armando Bacot. Both these guys know each other well, work out together in the summertime, and seeing them go at it here on the ACC hardwood.
Now Wheeler at 6'11", the same height as Armando, the All-America candidate. So on the turnover, Louisville gets it back on top, 11-7. Ellis with a quick step. No. Bacot with a rebound. Armando averaging 11 a game.
And that's a nice kick ahead. It's a simple thing, but it's a nice kick ahead to allow Leaky Black to get in a good spot. Unable to knock it down, but Caleb Love, an underrated passer, is being more aggressive in this game, but also looking to facilitate.
Louisville coming off an 83-70 loss at Clemson. The ACC's #1. James with the stuff. And right now, certainly the Cardinals at 2-15 have looked like a much sharper team.
Kenny Payne also told us one of the ways that they've been able to utilize Mike James is in the post. We see him with a big bucket there. And right now, Louisville operating very well on both ends of the floor.
Johnson got a pretty good look. Rebound comes straight. Ellis is going to push it. They're on a 7-0 run. Knocked away by Black. And so the Cardinals will maintain possession. Kenny Payne, year #1. Fair to say that he knew it was going to be tough under the circumstances. It's been even tougher here.
It has been even tougher, and a lot of that simply because Kenny Payne could not go out and really get the transfers. He couldn't get the recruits necessary based upon the fact that there still was an NCAA investigation looming over the program that, by the way, took 5 years to be figured out. But now that that is clear, Kenny Payne, his staff, of course, if you talk about players, one of the best staffs you're going to find, you're talking about national champion Danny Manning, Nolan Smith. It doesn't get any better than this group. And they are going to hit the recruiting trail very hard this spring.
Yeah, to say the coaching staff has some rings is an understatement.
Yes.
Ellis, nice feed in heavy traffic. Withers could not connect. I should say it was Wheeler. Could not get it to go.
And I like this lineup for North Carolina, especially if you got a healthy Bacot. Moving Leaky Black to the 4 position, the 3 guards on the floor.
He carried it. And a turnover on Armando. Just does not look like he has his A game for obvious reasons.
But the question becomes for North Carolina, are you better with a 50% Armando than you are without having him at all? I believe the decision was we're better with 50%, but it was Armando Bacot that made this decision. Hubert Davis gave him the option, and it was all Armando making this decision to play here today.
Ellis right past Black, who tried to recover, and a foul. One thing about the point guard for Louisville, they have a lot of problems as a team. You know, you're not 2-15 for nothing, but he is one quick point guard.
He absolutely is. And Ellis was born to score. He has really been in a completely different role this year. When you look at his numbers, the way that he started off, 9 points already for him, only 4 for the remainder of the team. But he has been aggressively attacking the painted area, knocked down the 1-3. But you see he keeps both feet in the paint, and that's where he's best, when he's being aggressive. Also times he can find and facilitate to his teammates.
Leaky Black with a second foul. D'Marco Dunn, a sophomore out of Tucson, will make an appearance here. Dunn, a guy who missed the first 5 games, or missed 5 games with a broken bone in his left hand. But he played a lot of minutes against Virginia the other night, played 22 minutes.
Yeah, you know, and Hubert Davis really looking for more defensive lineups. And again, you talk about this lineup now with the 4 guards on the floor around Bacot. They should really be able to get after it defensively.
Love drawing a lot of attention. Trimble. And a push here. And Wheeler trying to contain Bacot. And he'll pick up his first personal. 13:08 to go in the half.
And OB, you know, we talked about Armando Bacot, but we also have to mention that North Carolina playing without another starter. Pete Nance not available now really for what would be his 3rd game. Only played the first couple of minutes against Wake Forest, so he's been out dealing with the back issue.
It's not healing as quickly as they'd like. That's a travel on R.J. Davis, so they'll give it up again. And 4 turnovers for the Tar Heels. There's Pete Nance, transfer from Northwestern, has not played over the last couple of games. 11.6 rebounds, so they miss him too.
They absolutely miss him. Now, Jalen Washington gave them great minutes against Virginia. Looking forward to seeing the young guy get his opportunities here. This is almost like a homecoming game for Washington as well, from Gary, Indiana. So again, he's got a few fans here, I'm sure, today as well.
Good to see the young man getting a chance. That was a breakout performance against Virginia at 13. Batted back to Lands. Ellis again forcing the issue and throws it away. Love will lead it. He's got Dunn on a wing. Can't get it to go. Bacot does, though, with the slam.
Now, I like to see that out of Bacot. Some explosion right there to be able to get up off the floor and finish that. If he lays that up, most likely gets blocked, knowing that he's got to dunk that to get the bucket.
9 double-doubles for Armando. Ellis gives up the dribble. James, and stripped but a foul on the youngster Trimble. He'll pick up number 1. And back to that transition a moment ago.
And Caleb Love with the steal, attacking James. James does a good job defensively, standing his ground, but Armando Bacot continues to be aggressive. His first bucket, but he's done a great job on the glass already in this game.
The really good sign for North Carolina, even though his play has been choppy, is he has not come out of the game in about 8 minutes.
Well, and when you're dealing with the injury, Obi, the problem is when you come out of the game, that's when it stiffens up. That's when it gets tight. So you got to put a lot of time and work in to be able to keep the ankle loose. And Bacot picks up another rebound. As long as he stays out of foul trouble, I believe Hubert Davis will continue to allow him to go. The problem then becomes, what do you do at halftime? How do you keep it warm?
He comes out high. Love off for Davis. Back underneath to the big guy in the slam. And that's classic for Carolina.
It absolutely is. And the reason why is because Caleb Love accepted the trap. And once he gets rid of the basketball, now at that point, Louisville is in scramble mode. They forgot about the best scorer in the ACC.
Curry to the paint. Had it knocked away for a second. He retained possession. And it's going to stay on this end. So 11:36 to go here in the first half. Louisville playing pretty good basketball early on as they have a 15-11 advantage on the North Carolina Tar Heels. So a timeout. North Carolina averaging 80 points a game. That is #1 in the ACC. Didn't get anywhere near that against Virginia the other day. They were held to 58. Had more turnovers than they did assists in that game.
Yeah, for the first time in 8 games for North Carolina doing that. They've been a team that's gotten better with handling the basketball. But again, rarely do teams get their scoring average against Virginia anyway. So
right.
That part of it not that uncharacteristic. But Armando Bacot went into that game as the ACC's leading scorer, but only played 1 minute and 18 seconds. So when you take him out of the lineup, you're talking about a guy that's, going to give you big-time offensive production.
So North Carolina trying to cut into this Louisville lead here in a timeout at the KFC Yum Center. Good crowd here today. A lot of North Carolina fans. They have made the trip from Chapel Hill as well. And the big story, of course, is Armando Bacot is in the lineup. They continue to be pretty well supported here. When the fans do get here, they make a lot of noise here in Louisville. Dan, Jay, thank you very much. We welcome you to the KFC Yum Center here in Louisville, Kentucky. Dave O'Brien, Corey Alexander, Angel Gray with you. North Carolina trying to make a run at Louisville, who opened up a pretty good lead early on, 15-11, the Cardinals. And, of course, the major story coming into this game, certainly for Carolina fans, would Armando Bacot, who turned an ankle against Virginia the other night, would he play? Would he start? He started the game.
He started the game. He's playing well early in this game, and he's already got 2 buckets, 2 dunks. But Armando Bacot, playing with that sore ankle, has been a little bit gimpy to start this one off. He said he was going to push it hard in warm-ups to see how it felt. Was able to do some rehab early this morning, said he felt good with no pain while he had no medicine. And so you see Bacot getting out in transition, the offensive rebound and the finish, and then another dunk. So Armando Bacot being productive regardless of the injury.
The All-American candidate and North Carolina's #1 all-time rebounder, has 6 rebounds already. And you made the point while we were waiting for the game in front of us to come to an end that, he's not coming out of the game because that's when that ankle will stiffen up.
And so Armando and Jeb Harton is having a quick conversation. Armando was a little bit demonstrative after the call didn't go his way last time, but love to see the officials and the players sharing a laugh and get a chance to have a quick conversation.
Well, meanwhile, the senior for Louisville is off to a very quick start. Ellis, who averages 17.5 points a game, he has 11 already. He's taking charge.
Yeah, Ellis had a big-time performance against North Carolina a year ago in this game, and he's looking to top that. Exactly, it was a career high for him at the time.
Louisville at 2-15 and trying to snap a 6-game skid. They opened the season with a 9-game losing streak. North Carolina unranked at 11-6. They were #1 when the season got underway. Curry, nice give there for James, and he can't dunk it. Boy, right down the lane, easy as it gets, and quickly on the other end, Davis will knock in 2.
And it's a small thing, but by him missing the dunk, it caught his teammates off guard, and now there's no defensive balance getting back, end up giving up a transition bucket. So, everything went bad on that possession for the Cards.
Well, I don't know if I've ever come in here to do a Carolina-Louisville game and both teams were unranked.
And you've been here a lot to do Carolina-Louisville games, so that's saying a lot for you.
Withers, nice follow after his own miss, and he gets a bucket to make it 17-13.
And Jalen Withers has played much better basketball as of late. We talked about guys who are from the state of North Carolina and what it's like when they play against the University of North Carolina. Withers from Charlotte wants to have a big performance as well.
Davis tried the window but came up empty. Caleb Love, the 6'4" junior for North Carolina. The guard is a native of this fine city. Dunn with the swing. Trimble will kick it out. Davis gets a long look and in and out. And a follow-up and in. Nicely done by D'Marco Dunn, the sophomore, getting some minutes early.
That's North Carolina basketball, offensive rebounding. Right now, 3 for both teams. But North Carolina doing a better job of capitalizing when they get those opportunities, turn them into second chance points.
Curry gives up the dribble. Lands up top for Ellis. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Long jumper way downtown, won't drop for Withers.
Armando Bacot's going to have double-figure rebounds here in this first half, Obi. Grabbing everything coming off the rim.
Love, tough angle. Yeah, another one there. As it knocked out of play. I've got a big-time women's basketball doubleheader coming your way tomorrow on ESPN. #1 South Carolina hosting Missouri at 1 Eastern, followed by a showdown in the triangle between NC State and North Carolina. Both games on ESPN and the ESPN app.
You know what I love so much about the women's matchup between North Carolina and North Carolina State?
What's that?
At North Carolina, they play at Carmichael. At NC State, they play at Reynolds. They play in the real traditional arenas that these two programs built their tradition on.
Whistle here with 9:20 to go in the first half.
Wait a minute. Aren't you doing that game tomorrow?
I've got that game tomorrow. I'll be there from Carmichael.
So you know even better than I do. That's a great basketball place. I love going to Carmichael.
Trimble looking for some help. Here's Dunn to lost it. He can't connect. Vanderbilt leading by 2. Ellis to the baseline. Trainer, heavy traffic, but 2.
But Ellis attacking the basket and keeping his eyes up, looking to find ways to help his teammates. It was him being a scorer early, now becoming much more of a facilitator.
Davis thought about the 3. Bacot on the high post. Armando with a touch. Shot clock at 5. Out of the double. Moved the ball very well to the youngster. Drives it. Made the shot. On a tough drive. But it's going to be an offensive.
Great ball movement by the Tar Heels. However, even better defensive positioning by Jalen Withers to get outside of the restricted area, get his body set. Our guy Roger Ayers right on top of it, the right call. And of course, Kenny Payne loves it, who was standing right beside Ayers, making the call alongside.
So Louisville by 4 and the ball. Ellis, who's taken about double the shots of any teammate on a Cardinal roster. Lands. That won't fall in and tipped out by Louisville.
Obi, as you mentioned, Ellis and his field goal attempts, one thing that you have to also throw in, Ellis rarely comes out of the game. He's a guy that, Kenny Payne most likely, as long as there's no foul trouble, in this one he'll probably go 40 on this floor.
And for more on Ellis, let's bring in Angel. A diving effort back to Dunn. Bacot block and gets that one, and he'll be at the line as he draws the foul. Stayed right with it. Curry with foul number 2. And we have a timeout. Just under 8 minutes to go in the half. And a tight one here, 19-17, the Ville.
Another schedule is for me to go to that museum. It was unbelievable. It literally blowed. I was mind blown, and you can just see him oozing with confidence, a true champion of change. But my favorite area, guys, was where you can get in the ring and box a little bit. My right hook is not the same as his, but it was very cool to see how much he impacted not just his community, but for everyone around the world.
Angel, I got to go back a third time because, see, I was here coaching the Louisville Kentucky Derby Festival back in 2017, and we went with the group. And I didn't have enough time to spend, so I went back afterwards. But I didn't know I could get in the ring and box with, what is it, virtual reality?
No, it's not a virtual. You can get in. You have to take your shoes off, of course. You get in. Honestly, it was more of a photo shoot for me. I had the boxing gloves on. Was able to take a couple of jabs, but it was really cool to just see so many different types of footage from him in his fights and get the pictures, too.
Oh, absolutely that.
Puff Johnson will pick up the foul here with 7:36 to go in the half. Armando Bacot has been able to play here in the first half, starting the game that was very much in doubt.
And Obi, if you'll notice, Jalen Washington, who would be the guy to replace Armando Bacot in the lineup, on the floor alongside Bacot.
Oh, Bacot running the length of the floor that time for 2.
But you notice the left-hand layup. Now, Bacot is a guy who jumps better off of his right foot, if he's going 1 foot, off his right foot, dunking with his left hand, than he would be at the traditional way for a right-hander. But the right foot, that right ankle, is the one that he sprained against Virginia. And you notice a layup, not a dunk on the break.
Ellis will fire and going to say no.
That is going to be an offensive foul on Ellis. Roger Ayers waving off the bucket.
Kicking out.
And yes.
And Ellis is in a state of shock. And I think Kenny Payne wonders about it too. But they wave it off.
Well, we've got one of the best in the business, and he's rarely wrong. And I can tell you right now, watch this left leg. Or the right leg, actually, both of them kicking out. And it is Ellis that initiates that contact. And again, not a popular call here at the KMC Yum Center, but it's the right call.
Bacot with a nice tip underneath.
Forgive me. Bacot's going to have a double-double in the first half of this game.
Great sign for the Tar Heels. And they have surged into the lead, 22-19. Ellis's pass does make it out for James. Here's Withers. He can't stick it. Washington with the rebound.
Much more traditional North Carolina lineup on the floor now is Washington, who is capable of shooting that 3.
Nice sweeping move there by Puff Johnson.
Like Puff being aggressive, attacking the basket, not just solely relying on his three-point shooting as well. But Hubert Davis is animated on the sidelines. You can tell he's coaching with that chip on his shoulder that he's talking about.
Meanwhile, Bacot already with that double-double, 11 to 10.
The game, just about how he seems to be bionic, man, when it comes to bouncing back after injuries. And she told me she knew very early on that he was built different. When he was 4 years old, he taught himself how to ride his bike. He came in the house with a bloody lip. He rinsed his mouth and went back out to ride again. She said, he's better than me, but he got it from me. And we can tell why now, Corey, because she's rehabbing right along with him.
Absolutely. She's tough as nails as well.
Washington straight on. And they're going to get Bacot for that one. Got it for me. I love that. Well, you know, I've always found there are just some athletes who have a high tolerance for pain, you know, higher than most. And he's been through some things this season. I mean, his shoulder, now the ankle, continues to play through it.
Yeah, and again, I can tell you, from personal experience, she was not the mom to baby her son. Of course, Armando has worked out with me, and I've trained him since he was in the 7th grade. But I would get those phone calls from Christy saying, your boy is not going to make it today. And I'm like, what's going on? He didn't do his homework. And she was always about the academics first and foremost. And again, she was never babying him, even though she does call him Bugger. And, you know what I'm saying, that's personal information. She's not going to be happy that I put out there, but he's too big to be called Booger, though. We're not doing that.
I like how you're getting yourself in a deep hole here. That's wonderful.
Well, the thing is, she won't know about it until after we're gone here today. I'll have to deal with it later.
You can make your escape. Explain it later. 5:36 to go. And Armando, of course, had such a great career. #1 all-time rebounder at Carolina. Love back into the game, and that one cast out of play by Carolina. Went back to that injury just 1:18 into the game on Tuesday in a loss to Virginia, and he left this game on crutches.
Yeah, and you see him going after that left ankle coming down on Reese Beekman's foot. And Hubert Davis said himself, after seeing him after that game, walking out of the arena on crutches, he felt like there would be no participation for Bacot in this game.
Fouled here at 5:08. It was the right ankle, remember, that he hurt in the 4-overtime loss to Alabama. That's the same one he rolled in the Final Four.
Yeah, it was, and this was the left one. But now you see Bacot picking up that second foul. So we talked about him continuing to play throughout this first half, and now he's going to have to take his seat.
And Wheeler to the line.
Get opportunity to look at the numbers. 17.5 points per game, and that's with having a 0 at Virginia. He was leading the ACC in scoring going into that game at well over 18 points per game. But now going to have to sit the remainder of this one. Going to be interesting to watch how much attention they give that ankle, even over this 5 minutes remaining on the bench.
Davis on the move. Bouncing underneath. Washington got 3 for 2.
Nice find from Davis to Washington. And Washington recognizing he had a lane, going quickly to the basket instead of trying to gather and dunk it, getting it on the glass before it can get blocked.
Carolina with their starting backcourt back in there. Caleb Love, who's out of St. Louis. There's a lot of friends and family here. Lands will swing for Trainer. Wheeler pounding his way inside, but left it short. Rebound batted free to Carolina.
Nice find.
Wide open Love. Got a great look. Big rebound by Dunn. He went strong inside and knocked away by Louisville.
Yeah, but I love the fact that Caleb Love, R.J. Davis both walking to each other, dapping each other up. That was a great find from Davis to Love. Love, who missed the shot, went to R.J. said, my bad. But I like to see these two guys doing that. This is a great find to recognize your teammate behind you. That's one that Caleb Love would love to have back.
Once again, North Carolina a little sloppy on the inbounds. Love was looking to cut one way, and the pass went the other way.
Obi, this is an important stretch right here. Without Bacot on the floor, finishing this half will be important. And those two guys in our screen right there, Love and Davis, will be the guys that they have to rely on to try to get them into this halftime locker room, maintaining a lead.
Trainer went to hand off, got it to land. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Here's James to lock one up there. Can't stick it. Love, strong, and knocked away, but a whistle too. So look at Lands for that personal. North Carolina now on top by 5. 26-21 here in the first half at the KFC Yum Center.
It really does. It really does work that way.
27-21. Love off the iron. North Carolina trying to pick up their 12th victory. It's really been one of the great mysteries of this college basketball season. Carolina fans would probably use a different phrase than that.
Well, and we also have to think about the fact that, North Carolina on the road, they have not been good this year. They had a lead at Virginia last time out, a 9-point lead in the first half, but unable to really finish that first half off. And I'm sure that's something that Coach Davis has talked about. As Dunn comes up with a big block right there on the three. D'Marco Dunn.
Played some good minutes.
He really is. 4 rebounds from him, which was a career high already in this. Oh!
Davis, yeah, plenty of contact there as he hits the deck and draws the foul. Hey, we have a doubleheader on Super Tuesday, starting with Sunflower Showdown in Manhattan, Kansas, taking on K-State, and then Georgia visiting Kentucky. All starts on Tuesday, 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Kentucky coming off an impressive victory at Tennessee.
Very impressive victory at Tennessee after losing at home to South Carolina. So Kentucky playing a little Jekyll and Hyde right now. Of course, tension's a little high in Lexington. Going to be interesting to see what that game, how that game is when Georgia comes to town, and what type of reception that the Wildcats get on their home floor.
Yeah, Georgia can be tough. They've got 12 wins. So Davis smooth at the line. That's a 14-2 run now for the Tar Heels. They're starting to open up a bit.
And more importantly, they're doing it with Bacot on the bench and trying to finish off this first half. This is where things faltered for them earlier in the week.
Hubert playing a lot of guys. Trainer nowhere to go there. Shot clock inside 10. Withers spinning, heavy traffic, and he'll go to the line. That was an impressive move.
Obi, Kenny Payne told us previously, when you watch Jalen Withers make certain plays, the only thing you can ask is, why don't you do this all the time? You're talking about 6'9", The ball handling ability to be able to go against a very good defender in Caleb Love and the strength to finish at the rim, finishes off the three-point play. Do it more consistently, Jalen Withers. We know you have that ability.
Only averages 8 points per game. He's 43% beyond the three-point line. On that topic, that one won't go for Love. Ellis will bring it across now for the Cardinals. We're going to stay attached here. Down by 5.
Only 2 3-point field goals made in this game. Both these teams struggling from beyond the arc.
Pull-up shot. That'll roll in. Nice feathery touch there by Lands. Louisville not going away here.
Not at all. And this is the issue for North Carolina. Can you finish this half? Kenny Payne going to the zone.
Wheeler with the foul. Crowd was looking for a clean block on that play. 1:56 to go in the half. Styles will be at the line.
R.J. Davis does the right thing, getting inside the painted area as Styles goes up, and great call there. That is all across the arm. No basketball on that one. Jeff Hartness right under the basket with a great look.
Really good crew here, led by Roger Ayers, of course. Hartness and Jamel Spearman as well. On the floor officiating here at the KFC Yum Center. And Styles, who did not play against Virginia, getting minutes here. And makes it 30-26.
And that's one of the areas where Hubert Davis is trying to be able to get this team to develop, is having some guys coming off the bench, getting them production. And right now you got 3 reserves on the floor.
That's going to be a travel as Ellis goes down on his rear end. With a minute 43 showing in the half.
And you never want to turn the basketball over, but in comparison to Ellis on his way down, throwing the basketball, trying to get rid of it, and leading to a 5-on-4 the other direction for North Carolina, he holds on to it. You take the travel, but you're allowed to set your defense, set up this zone, and try to have a strong defensive stand.
Washington and a whistle. Crowd howling, but another foul here against the Cardinals. Some wanted a traveling violation, but this one goes against Lands. And we'll put Washington to the line for North Carolina. And the freshman played 27 minutes in the Virginia game on Tuesday. His previous high was 6 minutes. Missed the first 9 games with a knee injury. Had all sorts of knee problems in high school, a couple of different surgeries. One to correct the surgery that didn't go well the first time. And winds up here at North Carolina, still one of the top recruits in the country.
Yeah, Hubert Davis, let it be known a year ago, he felt like he was the best shooting big man available in high school basketball. And he's happy that he's wearing the Carolina blue here for the Tar Heels. As you mentioned, a breakout performance for him against Virginia. 13 points, 5 of 11 from the field, and starting to grow that confidence.
Out of Gary, Indiana. Ellis stopped at the top. Shot clock down to 7. Pass tipped and stolen away by the Tar Heels. They want to make a run at it. Dribble to stop.
Remember the difference in turnovers? That's the turnover you don't want. The ones that lead to pick sixes on the other end of the floor.
Styles on the other end with a slam. So 45 seconds to go in the first half. Ellis gives it up here for Lands. No whistle there. Well outside its Trainer with a misfire. And it'll be Carolina ball here.
Obi, it was a 29-26 game. Louisville was making a run, 1-possession game. But just like that, North Carolina's been able to go on a 5-0 run, and now an opportunity here to get a quality shot at the end of this half to extend that lead possibly to double figures.
And the Heels will take their time. North Carolina fell behind early, but they made a couple of long runs to take control here. Davis lost one up there and sticks it. from three-point land. Time for a heave for Ellis. Gets it up there, but well short. And that's the end of the first half. North Carolina opening it up a bit, 37-26.
And Kenny Payne will not be happy with this team on that last possession when they get in the locker room. You know the shot clock's going down. R.J. Davis has to let it fly. Still no defensive pressure. That's by the Cards, but as you mentioned, North Carolina was able to finish the half the right way with Bacot on the bench with those 2 fouls. I'm sure that's something that Coach Davis was pleased about.
R.J. Davis has the ball here to open up the second half. He had 10 points in the first half. And here's Love trying to hit a long 3. Ellis with the push, tiptoeing in, and a foul too. The foul on Davis will send him to the line for a 3-point play. Ellis, the senior.
Once Ellis got into transition and saw it was just R.J. Davis back, he knew exactly what was going to happen. He was going to attack. R.J. Davis at his mercy on that one, reaching in and giving up the foul.
Angel, you talked to Hubert Davis coming out of halftime.
Yes, and the first question that I asked him was about Armando Bacot's production. He said, hey, his heart, his toughness, his leadership, we're just lucky to have him. But most importantly, he's very impressed with their team defense. You mentioned how they were able to limit Ellis and his touches down the stretch. He said we have to continue to do that offensively, cleaning it up and making the easy play not the real with the 7 turnovers to start.
And of course, Angel, you were a point guard, so you recognize how difficult it is to limit the touches of a guy who has the basketball in his hands. Did Coach Davis say exactly how they were planning to do that or any type of strategy?
He didn't. He said it started with team defense. I was specifically asking who was going to have that matchup. He said it all comes down to what all 5 players are doing on the floor.
I'll tell you what, it's great having a point guard on their side, right?
No doubt. Johnson with a finish. Although when you said turnover, she visibly flinched, as any point guard does, right? Like, what are you talking about? Turnover? I don't turn the ball over. 39-31, Carolina.
See, Angel and I were different type of point guards. She was the point guard that was looking to get others involved. I was the point guard that got others involved because I had a double team. It was a difference.
Yes, it's 2 different stories, you know, and that's why everyone loved me on the team. You know, everyone invited me over. It was a team player, but you know what? You also have your name in the rafters, and you did some pretty incredible things in your legacy.
I have no name in the rafters, but my teammates did love me because they all thought I was going to buy them mopeds when I went to the NBA. But that never happened either.
Withers with the foul. I love how both of you are totally convinced all of your teammates loved and adored you.
I didn't say that. I think some of mine. I'm not going to go with all. I'm sure I'm going to get some text like, I didn't love you. And I'm sure all Angel's teammates did love her, though.
Well, of course. Naturally. 40-31. North Carolina at the line. Trying to pick up a road win, a true road victory here at Louisville today. Louisville 0-6 in the conference. Ellis trying to get heated up. You know, he scored those 11 points in the first 8 minutes or so. And then they shut him down after that.
Well, a lot of attention paid to Ellis, and this is one of the issues for Louisville as Ellis comes up with the steal.
Curry got it.
I love Sidney Curry being aggressive. That's the thing. And again, he knows, okay, I'm playing against the best big man in the ACC. This is my opportunity for me to come out here and have a big-time performance, and again, doing it against the best of the best.
Nothing but net there off the wing by Johnson. Puff Johnson. Remember what a strong game he had against Kansas in the national championship. Had 11 points, 6 rebounds in that one.
And that will be only the third three-point field goal made for North Carolina in this game. On the other side, Louisville only made 1, so it hasn't been a perimeter game for either of these teams.
Ellis shut down by Davis. And stolen away on the sticky D. Laying that up and a nice drive there by Leaky Black. And they open up a 46-33 advantage, largest lead today.
This is when this North Carolina team can become dangerous. When you've got Leaky Black in the passing lanes, turning defense into offense, they become really scary.
Davis draws the double. Johnson again. Yes! Swishes that one in.
Puff starting to feel it right now. R.J. Davis looking out for his teammate. And you see, with so much pressure being paid to Armando Bacot on the interior, someone's going to get easy looks for North Carolina on the outside. And it's been about Puff on the last couple of possessions. R.J. Davis finding Puff Johnson, who's shooting it like his brother Cam over there on the wing.
Thoughts there by Louisville Cardinal players about Dr. King and his incredible legacy as we celebrate MLK weekend. Louisville on the attack. No basket there. Withers thought he had a hoop as well, but he'll be at the line. Actually, will be a non-shooting.
Armando Bacot giving the thumbs up to Hubert Davis, letting him know I have 3 fouls, but I'm okay. Keep me on the floor. Sidney Curry going to look to be in attack mode as he looks like gave Bacot a little bit of a shot.
Curry, and that time a foul, and to the line, the 6'8" senior out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
But Bacot was not okay as he picks up his 4th foul. We knew Curry would be aggressive. That's the first thing benches tell you. You see a little bit of a shot there, but Curry just as strong, attacking Bacot, able to finish through the contact, and the swipe down gives Bacot his 4th foul, and he's going to have a seat not only for a very long time, but also remember that ankle could stiffen up having to sit down this long.
So, a bit of an opening here for Louisville. Trailing 49-35, Carolina with the ball. Davis in for Washington, and another whistle. 15:52 to go in this contest. Armando to the bench, 49-35, North Carolina.
Okay, so
Educated citizen in America takes precedence over his identity as a basketball star, and you can see that just across America how people are using their platform to do just that.
Angel, thank you very much. North Carolina opens up the lead here on a couple of free throws from Jalen Washington, the freshman, to make it 51-35.
North Carolina finding some separation right now, and this is the part of the game where Kenny Payne has talked to his team about continuing to fight. Is a little miscommunication on the offensive end of the floor, ends up with another leaky black steal.
And a slam to boot.
And we talked about North Carolina, and when they're most dangerous, it's when they're up pressuring. You can see 94 feet. Leaky Black has the ability to change games on the defensive end of the floor. But Caleb Love also has that ability, not allowing James to get the basketball.
Withers taking the paint, and he's denied. And all the momentum belongs to North Carolina. Davis. And a whistle.
And I believe they got Jalen Washington for that foul. Thought that was going to be 4 on Curry. You see Leaky Black, one of the best defenders in the ACC. Great denied position. Got the proper hand out, and more importantly, turning defense into offense. And when North Carolina's getting easy baskets like that, it builds on the momentum both sides of the floor. You see guys really getting after it full court on the defensive end.
A little hand check foul there on Davis. That'll be his 3rd. And Carolina really taking control of this one, 53-35. They need this guy, the Cardinals do, to really get hot again. Ellis on the drive, got it to go.
And that's where Ellis is at his best when he's playing in attack mode, getting into the painted area. Not only looking for himself, but can also find teammates as well.
Love, difficult angle, and another whistle. So 14:44 to go. Hey, marquee events are the highlights of January on ABC. Sunday, the Spanish Super Cup final between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Then the conclusion of NFL wildcard weekend, the Cowboys and the Buccaneers on Monday. And UFC 283 on Saturday the 21st, all on ABC, ESPN, and the ESPN app.
What time is our game Monday? Do you know?
We tip at 7. You and I on ACC Network, Syracuse and Miami.
Angel will be with us as well, correct?
I hope so.
So
thumbs up from Angel. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So just for the record, I may not be available in the second half because the Cowboys and Buccaneers are playing. Of course, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. So if you say something to me and I don't respond, just go to Angel because I may be watching the football game.
So Angel will make her analyst debut in the second half, and I think that's worth staying right there on ACC Network for.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Ellis, that's a difficult drive. He'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, I'll be there in spirit. Yeah.
54-39 Carolina. Bacot with the foul trouble remaining on the bench. But playing through that ankle injury very bravely today. Shot clock inside 10. Love with a pull-up mid-range shot and nothing but net.
Calm, poised, under control. And again, once you make that initial move and you see defenders waiting for you, that's the best play in the game. Pull up, shoot the mid-range jumper, knock it down in comparison to going over-penetrating and picking up the charge.
Ellis again, jumping into that lane. Rebound is up and in. Roosevelt Wheeler for two. Kind of shaking that hand afterwards.
Well, we got a lot of action going on in that play. Jalen Washington getting hit going down. Ellis falls into the cameras, but Ellis nice enough to help a young lady over there. Well, you see the elbow from Ellis connecting with Washington in the forehead. As Ellis goes into the cameras, Washington goes down, but L does get up and help the young lady over there. Who's
actually readjusted the focus, I think.
Oh, yeah?
You know. Oh, yeah.
You think L's got that type of skill?
He's got some talent.
Man, we might need to hire him as a cameraman.
Running it out.
We got the best of the game.
Black knocked it out, so it'll be Cardinal ball. And Bacot continues to get a rest here. Foul trouble is mentioned, playing with 4.
So, OB, now here comes the next question. If North Carolina is able to maintain this lead, they're able to stay at 15, and you get to, under 8, under 4 minutes, is Buck Johnson is out of bounds. So the basketball will go back to Louisville on this possession. You get to under 8, you get to under 4, and you still got a 15-point lead. Do you just sit Bacot the remainder of the game?
That's a great question. Why wouldn't you? If you're in control at that point, and you've got a game coming up next with Boston College
on Tuesday.
It's going to be a tougher opponent. James slicing into the paint. Got his own miss and laid it in.
Haven't talked much about Mike James coming in with 3 straight games with 17 or more points. And only 3 points in this one.
2 for 7.
Sorry, 4 points in this one. 2 for 7 from the field. But again, that's North Carolina paying attention to him as Caleb Love unable to connect on the 3, but another offensive board.
Withers grabbing the rebound. You hear the crowd trying to urge the Cardinals to climb back into this game. Here's James again, and stolen away by Love. Love on the tiptoe, and it's going to go the other way.
Give Ellis credit, getting back defensively, getting his body in the right position to draw the offensive foul, recognizing Caleb Love going to go to the Euro, absorbs the contact squarely in the chest, maintains possession for his team.
His first foul. Love averaging 17 a game coming in to the KFC Yum Center.
You can tell that it's been a concerted effort by the Tar Heels to wear down Ellis. They're picking him up every time he gets the basketball, making him extend a lot of energy throughout this game.
Stripped again. Right back over to Carolina.
Leaky Black once again with great hands coming up with the steal.
Love wants to make a move. Dunn, yes. From 3-point land.
I love that Caleb Love. That's the guy I want to see for North Carolina, being aggressive, attacking, and not always for him opportunities to score, to find his teammates as well, finding Dunn in the corner.
Wheeler's seeing an opening and a foul. 11:51 to play here in the second half. North Carolina by 16.
Caleb Love off the bounce, a nice move, but finding D'Marco Dunn in the corner, showing just a little love to his teammate. AAU program as one Caleb Love and so many other superstars throughout the game right now. And you know, Brandon Miller at 6'8" handles the basketball like he's 6 foot, can really shoot it, has grown as a shooter, improved on that part of his game, but is playing great basketball for Nate Oates down in Tuscaloosa.
Davis out of double team in the backcourt. North Carolina with a 59-44 advantage here in Louisville.
This is the scramble defensively that Kenny Payne was talking to us about, and now going into a zone, trying to take some time away from North Carolina, not allowing them to get a good look, but R.J. Davis having none of that.
Yeah, got a pretty good look all on his own, didn't he?
He really did. Again, getting the basketball up and then relocating, getting it back. Just tough individual defense, trying to keep him in front.
Comes free and scooped up by Dunn, and Dunn will lay it in. North Carolina has turned up the Jets as far as turnovers into points here. About 8 minutes into the game. From that point, they've been dominating that.
Yeah, 19-4 advantage of points off turnovers, and that's the 9th steal for North Carolina in this game. Caleb Love has 4, Leaky Black has 3. It seems that every time North Carolina gets one of those steals, they take it to the other end of the floor. So again, these are the pick 6 turnovers that you don't like to have in basketball. Can't get your defense back, can't get your defense set, and give up an easy look to the opponent.
And Davis picked up the foul, number 4. So he will have to sit. James at the line. James has really been the hot hand in recent games, coming up 17 against Clemson. Give me your thoughts on the Tigers so far.
I am looking forward to seeing the Tigers. Haven't seen them in person, but I know that Hunter Tyson is balling right now. 28-11 against Louisville last week. And Hunter Tyson is tied with Armando Bacot. Well, coming into this game, the Bacot already got a double-double in the first half. But both had 9 double-doubles on the season. And again, when you look at guys like Hunter Tyson, like Kihei Clark, the 50 Leaky Black, the 50-year guys making an impact for their teams, I'm sure as so many coaches throughout this league happy that the NCAA granted that 5th COVID year for some of these guys to be available.
Love launching. And a foul in the paint. That will go against Washington. 63-46. Only number 3 on Jalen Washington. So the ACC preseason poll and the present top 10. Look at this: Clemson, Miami, Virginia. Miami losing earlier today. And Clemson, a team that has always played great defense under Brad Brownell. They can really score too.
Brad Brownell does not get the credit he deserves as a coach. Right now, the front runner for ACC Coach of the Year, but has been a great coach in this league for a very long time. And as you mentioned, known for always having a great defense. But with the front court that they have with Hunter Tyson and P.J. Hall, may have the best front court in the ACC right now. Chase Hunter, all the guards getting involved in the action, and again, offensively, they're getting it done as well.
Black with a dish on the baseline. Washington nearly threw it away. Now the shot clock at 10.
Important minutes right now. Caleb Love at the point guard position as Bacot gets set to come back in the game.
He's head of the scorer's table. Black gives it up. Here's Dunn. Yes! Right at the shot clock horn too.
That's the way you execute to perfection at the end of the shot clock, knowing that you have more than enough time to be able to get a quality look.
Ellis tried to answer, couldn't do it. And again, Bacot ready to check back in. D'Marco Dunn, by the way, with a career high 10 points. Previous high was 7 against Notre Dame. Get the ball now. That'll go the other way as Ellis hits the deck. And Bacot coming on. So Washington picks up number 4. And Louisville have the basketball. 9:28 to go. Washington getting 15 minutes, but 4 fouls. And to the bench for Hubert Davis. So a little bit of foul trouble for North Carolina. Although Bacot is back on the floor.
Yeah, R.J. Davis also with those 4 fouls. So North Carolina's been piling up the fouls to get Bacot back on the floor, but only 1 for him. See how aggressive he is.
Johnson, terrific pass underneath, leads to a foul. Puff Johnson finding the open man. Lands will pick up foul number 2.
And you never mind that pass from Puff Johnson as you see him catch. But here's my problem. Who's guarding Puff Johnson, who's already made 2 3-pointers in this second half from beyond the 3-point line? You get an opportunity to get the basketball into the hands of your best player in Bacot, who misses the first free throw. So this most likely, if anything, becomes a 1-point possession where you pass up a wide open 3. Now, if you haven't been making threes, that's one thing. But you made 2 of those, OB. We got to let that fly.
Sure. 3-point shot has not been a big factor in this contest on either side as Bacot makes 1 of 2.
Caleb Love coming up with his 5th steal in the game.
And an official whistle here with 8:56 to go.
Yeah, that's about the shot clock. Shot clock was at 18 seconds. Catching that off the steal. Setting it back to 27, giving North Carolina more time to be able to find the right look here on this offensive set.
Love on the dribble. Nice off the window.
I like this Caleb Love. Or should I say I love this Caleb Love.
69-48. On the drive, the reverse, no for Withers. Armando will bring it up now and bounce here for Love. And North Carolina in complete command on the road here in Louisville. Love's jumper. And it comes free here to Withers. He wants to take his time with it. Ellis, the senior, denied and fouled. And it'll go against Dunn. Number 1 on D'Marco Dunn, the sophomore from Tucson, Arizona. Ellis to shoot 2. Good foul shooter, 75%.
It's a big-time recruiting job by Hubert Davis. You know how many big-time universities and college basketball programs you pass up on the way from Tucson
a lot
to North Carolina, and not only the ones you pass up along the way, but the one that you leave right at home to not go to Arizona.
Yeah, that's no lie.
Make the cross-country trip. I'll tell you what, give Hubert Davis and his staff a lot of credit, because D'Marco Dunn is a guy that will be really good in this Carolina blue uniform for a long time.
Ellis with 20. But it's been the case all season long for Louisville. They can't find another scorer who can break into double figures on a regular basis. He's all by himself.
Yeah, that scorer has been Mike James over the past few games, but not here today.
Bacot sweeping in, draws the foul by Miller. So North Carolina looking good, 69-50 here on the road today.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and on demand together.
You take away Big 12 teams, you take away ACC teams, to put in Big 10 teams that all play the same style and go lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament, you would think you would want more competitive games, right?
Sure.
I think they need to look at the ACC, the Big 12, and the SEC as stronger conferences simply because of the styles of play and what these teams do once they get to the tournament.
Yeah, that's right. Look at recent ACC teams in the NCAA tournament that maybe weren't anticipated to go all that deep in the NCAA tournament. They do. Bacot grabs another rebound. And I don't know if you're going to get that Big Ten analyst job you wanted so badly after that comment, but
yeah, not one I'm applying for, but and again, I mean, a lot of great college basketball programs in the Big Ten. I don't fight that, but to say 10 programs right now, come on.
Bacot with the dish for Johnson. Is that sweet? So Armando could do that too.
Well, North Carolina sharing the basketball very well. You mentioned in the open that this was a team that had more turnovers than assists and that lost to Virginia. Well, they righted the ship as far as handling the basketball in this one.
Well, Louisville's gone about 7 minutes in between field goals. Ellis, usually the guy who will stop a drought like that. Here's Withers, and he can't. They're going to keep it alive. Withers from the corner won't shoot it.
2 for $1, OB. You got that look, you got to take it.
Ellis instead on the drive will connect it.
Smart play by Ellis, knowing Bacot has 4 fouls. He can't foul that, attacking the big guy and getting the easy bucket.
73-52, approaching the 6-minute mark here at KFC Young Center. And a quiet gathering here for Louisville. Fans did their best to try and close the gap, but it was not to be. That's going to be an offensive. We're going to get Love for that one. Caleb Love, number 2. Puff Johnson, by the way, is season high 12 points for Hubert Davis's team. So a number of guys like Dunn played very well. Styles has had some really nice minutes.
Yeah, Caleb Love's numbers don't look great as far as, you know, his shooting. But outside of that, he's had a big-time impact on his game defensively. 5 steals for him. Leaky Black, of course, has been his great defensive self as always.
Curry pushes one up there, but a misfire. And if you were not here in the first half, Armando Bacot not only played but started the game. And it felt like about 7 minutes in, he had a double-double.
Yeah, he really did, and got off to a slow start. But even with that, was able to pick it up. And a couple of dunks got him going, and you could tell that he was going to be able to play on that ankle and not only just play, but be very effective as well.
Ellis lost the handle. Dunn out front of the pack, and he will finish it with style.
Now, I'm not sure who gets that steal, if it was Love who was defending Ellis or if it was Leaky Black. Carolina, these 2 guys are going to go over right now having a conversation. Caleb's going to say, that's mine, Leaky. Leaky's going to disagree, though, OB. OB and Deja Kelly playing great basketball. And you know, for me, I'm not going to say the same for Angel Gray, but we got to be careful because Deja Kelly, as soon as she sounds basketball, she's picking up a microphone. Is built for this business right here.
I would definitely have to agree.
Curry has it poked away, but a foul against Carolina. Those with 8 on the shot clock. And number 3 on Puff Johnson. And Curry to the line. He's the only Cardinal who shoots 50% or better from the field, but only 58% at the foul line. Had a monster rebounding game against Florida A&M at 19. He makes 1 of 2.
Armando Bacot with another rebound. I'm Hubert Davis right now, and of course I'm not. He's a much better coach than I. But I would think about getting Bacot off the floor at this point. He's done his job.
Takes a timeout. So a timeout, North Carolina, 4:22 to go. And we'll take the break as well. North Carolina sailing here at Louisville, 75-53.
Subway keeps upping their game with the Subway.
Alabama number 4, Tennessee number 5, then Arkansas, Missouri, and Auburn at 21.
Arkansas off to a slow start in SEC play, however, but that just shows you the depth of the conference. You've got great teams playing against great teams, and oftentimes, in my opinion, that iron sharpens iron. That's what prepares you when you get to March.
Love lofts that one up there, 3-pointer, tipped out and controlled by Johnson. They'll get another crack at it.
OB, now let me just tell you this, what we've got riding. Caleb Love is 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 now from the 3-point line. Caleb Love has a 45-game consecutive three-point streak, so which is a UNC record. As Bacot lines up the three, unable to knock it down. But if Caleb Love does not make a three here soon, it will be a streak coming to an end, and that record will be 45.
On the scoop shot, a foul. Vasily will head to the line. The ACC Network men's basketball coming away next week, Wednesday at 7. It's Pitt taking on Louisville. Pittsburgh's been a big surprise at a big rivalry matchup between NC State and North Carolina. It's next Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern. Both games are on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
NC State with a big win today over Miami in overtime. Of course, Pittsburgh, Jeff Capel, another one of the prime candidates for ACC Coach of the Year.
Bacot hitting the bench, had 16 rebounds in the game. 20th time he's had 15 or more in his great career.
And Caleb Love has checked out of the game, so the streak will come to an end here today with 20-plus family and friends in the building. Love does not make it three, but I still love the way that he played in this game.
Well, North Carolina really took command of the game in the last 7 or 8 minutes of the first half and have maintained. Vasily short, rebound controlled by Johnson. So under 3 to play. Puff Johnson will pull up in and out. Kenny Payne has gone to his bench as well in the late stages of the contest to give some of his kids some more playing time against North Carolina, as the Tar Heels are about to improve to 12-6. That's going to be an offensive foul.
It's going to be 5 on Sidney Curry.
Indeed, that is the case. And Curry is done. Boy, there's a lot of talent there in Sidney Curry. He had a 28-point game against Wake Forest in February. We mentioned a 19 rebounding game. He can do some things.
He really can. And again, you're talking about a young man who has battled with trying to get in better shape throughout this season, has a deal with his coach, Kenny Payne. And Kenny Payne makes a call to Sidney Curry almost every night, just making sure he's sticking to the diet plan, the nutrition plan that's been laid out for him.
They said, Sidney, are you cheating? Are you
cheating
staying on this diet? We need you to stay there, my friend. And he said, yeah, just about every time he's been really good. But one time, you know, all of a sudden that scale popped up about 4 pounds.
It went the wrong direction.
Went the wrong direction. And Coach Payne was like, wait a minute. That just doesn't happen. But they seem to have a great relationship.
I have that same relationship with the scale. I just call it water weight.
Yeah, you and me both. Get away with that. Nice spin move by Wheeler. 75-56.
Guys, you were talking about how Kenny Payne talks about the ever-evolving role of Curry. He did say that fast metabolism diet was a big part of him continuing to get better and even more mobile on the pick and roll at the top of the key. He said that is very important for us to be efficient in our offense. But he did say the target weight, he wants him around 260, but he did mention each night before he goes to bed, I give him the call, don't cheat on me. And so we'll see if that continues through the year.
Obi, let me tell you who has no issue with that. Angel Gray. I saw her in the workout room this morning. She made me look so bad. I wanted to get off the treadmill as my guy, the Valley boy. Tyler Nichols steps up and knocks down the 3 ball.
Out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. And a whistle at 1:19 to go. Nickel, the freshman. Trimble, another freshman. He's from Wisconsin. Getting minutes here. Miller to the line.
Tyler Nickel from the Shenandoah Valley. Probably about a 4-hour drive east of here in Harrisonburg, where I believe Angel did. Was it your sister who played basketball in Harrisonburg at JMU?
Yes, indeed. I can confirm she played at James Madison, one of the standouts of her squad, and she also spent 14 years coaching. One at James Madison, went on to coach at IU, and then 13 years at Purdue. So spent some time, yes. Harrisonburg's beautiful, the rolling hills. I enjoyed that little road trip we used to make up to Harrisonburg.
Well, you know, that's my hood. That's around my way. You know?
Oh, so that's why you wanted
to
further.
Of course, that's how I have so much history on my guy Tyler Nickel, and of course your sister recognizing the valley.
Well, approaching the 1 minute mark here in Louisville. Nickel lining up another one. And North Carolina is going to win this one going away. Meanwhile, Louisville will lose their 7th consecutive game and remain winless in the conference. They will fall to 0-7 in the ACC, 2-16 overall. So the rebuild of this great program will continue as Kenny Payne tries to bring the Cardinals back to their glory days.
And there has been, you know, incremental progress for Kenny Payne. This is a setback today. I'm sure Kenny Payne did not come in here thinking that this game would go the way that it has. As his son, Zan, is able to come up with the steal and the putback. And, of course, Zan, Alexander, first name. Gotta love it. At least I do.
So North Carolina bouncing back from the Virginia game. Armando Bacot healthy enough to put up a double-double just a few minutes into the game, it felt like, and wound up with 16 rebounds. So he certainly looked healthy enough today, didn't he?
He absolutely did, and you know, good to see him back on the floor after missing the majority of that Virginia game, a game that he was excited about. Of course, had a career-high performance against Virginia a year ago, 29 points and 22 rebounds. So going back to the home state, but only playing 78 seconds of that game. And the team walking away with the loss. So for North Carolina and Hubert Davis, who was, you know, visibly upset about the way that his team performed on the road, happy to get their first ACC road victory. I believe it's their first road victory of the season.
(80-59). And the final seconds will be dribbled away, and North Carolina sails to a win here today. For Angel Gray, Corey Alexander, I'm Dave O'Brien saying goodbye from Louisville. That's your final score, 80-59 North Carolina. LSU and Alabama coming up next. Right now we get you to Tuscaloosa, Tom Hart and Jimmy Dykes.
Obi, thanks. Welcome to a sold-out Coleman Coliseum where the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide puts a